Have you ever wondered why, despite all the intelligence, all the education, all the endless conversations about change, the world somehow keeps rewarding the shallow, the loud, and the foolish? Why brilliant ideas die quietly, while mediocrity builds empires? Look around. You can feel it, can't you? That strange, quiet weight in the air, as if something invisible has crept into our societies, our workplaces, even our friendships. It's not evil. Not exactly. It's something far more terrifying. It's stupidity, but not the kind you think. I'm not talking about people who lack intelligence. I'm talking about something deeper, a force that turns intelligent people into passive observers, that blinds communities, that slowly drains the moral courage out of nations. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, the German theologian who resisted the Nazis, once wrote, "Stupidity is a more dangerous enemy of the good than malice." He wasn't insulting anyone. He was making a chilling observation. Evil can be confronted, but stupidity spreads. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Stupidity is not just an individual trait. It's a collective phenomenon. Imagine a crowded theater. One person stands up and blocks the view. Instead of asking them to sit down, another person stands. Then another. Soon everyone is standing, not because they want to, but because everyone else is. That is stupidity, not as an insult, but as a kind of mental surrender, a refusal to think for ourselves. Bonhoeffer noticed this during Hitler's rise to power. Ordinary people, teachers, merchants, neighbors, didn't suddenly become evil. They simply stopped thinking independently. They aligned themselves with whatever seemed safe, convenient, or popular. Sound familiar? Psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger discovered a strange effect. Incompetent people often overestimate their abilities, while the competent underestimate theirs. This means that the least informed often speak the loudest, while those who could make a difference hesitate, doubt, or stay silent. Plato warned about this over 2,000 years ago. In The Republic, he described a ship where the loudest, most persuasive fools fight for the wheel, while the true navigator, who actually understands the stars, is ignored as a useless stargazer. And in many ways, that's what's happening right now. Let me tell you a story. In the 1930s Germany, a small group of intellectuals held private meetings to discuss the moral decay they saw around them. They debated ethics, philosophy, politics. They believed that eventually the public would wake up. They were wrong. The public didn't wake up because they weren't asleep. They had simply outsourced their thinking. They followed trends, slogans, and crowds. They didn't hate their neighbors, but they didn't defend them either. They watched, they waited, they complied. This is the twist. Stupidity isn't a lack of knowledge. It's the surrender of moral agency. And today we're repeating the same patterns. When algorithms reward outrage more than insight, when leadership positions go to those who perform confidence, not competence, when silence feels safer than honesty, every time we look away, scroll past, or say, "It's not my problem," we contribute quietly to the silent conspiracy of mediocrity. Nietzsche once warned, "The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently." And isn't that exactly what our culture is doing? Here's where it gets uncomfortable. This isn't just their problem, it's yours, it's mine. Ask yourself, when was the last time you stayed silent to avoid standing out? When did you choose comfort over truth? When did you let the loudest voice win, even though you knew it was wrong? We like to think that if evil rose again, we'd be the heroes, the rebels, the ones who speak up. But history says otherwise. Most people won't, because stupidity is not loud. It's quiet, it's polite, it's the slow erosion of courage. So what do we do? The answer isn't to become louder or angrier. It's to think deliberately, to reclaim our agency. Bonhoeffer believed that stupidity could only be overcome through an act of liberation, not instruction. You can't argue stupidity away. You can only free people from it, starting with yourself. It means questioning trends, even the popular ones. It means speaking the truth, even when your voice shakes. It means refusing to let mediocrity set the standard for what's acceptable. The terrifying truth is, Mediocrity doesn't need to conquer us. We surrender to it, little by little, every day. But the opposite is also true. Courage spreads. Independent thought spreads. One act of moral clarity can ignite another. Bonhoeffer died in a concentration camp for resisting stupidity in its most dangerous form, but his words remain like a quiet flame. We must come to terms with the fact that in most cases, genuine liberation will only come through deeds, not instruction. The question is, when the moment comes, will you be one of the loud fools at the wheel, or the quiet thinker who finally stands up? The conspiracy of mediocrity is winning, but it doesn't have to. The choice is yours. Think clearly, speak bravely, live deliberately,